Yeah, Yalish. So it's loud out here. Oh, I got Wi-Fi. Wow, the internet is alive today. Oh, I know this. Fuck that. I'm turning that off. I need better battery. Turn your, turn your Wi-Fi router off. Turn on airplane mode. Lesson here. When you want to save some battery. That's a little trick, but just these little things. Something every day. All right. Nice. All right, Breckles. See if I have my headphones. I don't know. I just feel like it's too loud. Wow. What am I doing? Look at that. Samsung headphones. Let me use. Oh shit! I got stuff in my chair. Yeah, Yalish. Fuma. Check out that new Street Fighter V Champion Edition. That nice stage. That new stage is nice. Buy all the stages. I've been broke. I'm trying to buy them all. It's so pesky. Banks now. You know, I saw on YouTube they're talking about adding Akira, which is essential. I'd already like to see some costumes. I had some costumes ideas in mind, but I didn't do those yet. Well, or maybe some, but we'll see. Not really. But anyway, the internet is cool, man. Find a job you like. So anyways, you'll see the inflection of things. COVID really is about the fact that I think they minoritized real estate and turned it into a racial epithet about where different ethnic groups can live, which is redlining. And then they lost that argument because I was ripping every fucking thing that I touched with biotech. So you give a kid biotech, what does the economy tell you? You know? Watch those old Adult Swim movies. The legendary ones about, kids using a satellite to save their planet. Like, that's really what the story is. You may have to go get something or some type of information to help you survive. And that's really what the story of this New York is embargo. I should have been more clear, distinct about what intelligence is at this level of science as a kid, but they were really trying to hurt me bad, and I had to resolve a couple things where I was at, because I was actually working where I live, but I would just wake up getting shot sometimes, and I could not believe the bullshit around me. So vampirically, y'all the last of them, and we're going to have to make a better educational report of what the fuck it is y'all really do. Get out of your cult obsessions, because those guys in books are not going to save you. They are usually right in front of you. They're the messengers, and there's many of them, and you shoot at them. So spare that bullshit and your hurt and your disease. Alright? Get back into the realm of the righteous. So anyway, it was Ace in Pennsylvania. That was Alias Mile. They destroyed it. You can get it though. It's just like, what the fuck? How is it that I'm not getting cash today? So American Express scam me, son. Every big bank scam me. They're not really working. That's what this COVID shit is. Right? 145,000 confirmed total deaths. Is that what they're saying? Remember what I said last video, right? That's how many people die every day across the globe from natural causes, right? There's 7.7 billion people on this planet. You're listening, right? That's how many people die every day from natural causes, right? So what are they telling you? What the fuck are they telling you, right? Everything is mine now. One of my old Shoten Wushus would tell me, you'll find yourself oddly in the end times where everything you say will be true and everything that you touch will be yours. And I thought that's so funny and graceful and beautiful. I laughed at it when I first heard that. I thought that was hypocritical. But it's cool though that they make jokes about these things. And then they talk about Babel in the end times. You can buy that stage in Street Fighter V. You see how it's dueling of blue and red. The blue shift, the red shift, energy, rest, or neutrality. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the Bhagavad-Gita and some of its principles and how it teaches you how to use your better conscious or your better consciousness to solve better problems. And that's a difficult thing. People don't always know how to make the best decisions, but I had to learn that. I had to read that book when I was 15 because there was so much violence around me I almost couldn't survive. And people tried to kill me for the dumbest things. I was just trying to be learned and good in art, and I thought that was pathetic. But it was really about the Akira Committee and Streamline Pictures. A lot of people were working there. My family was working there, and I ended up writing that engine of great animators, and then I went to Manga Entertainment, whatever's working. I think I'm at like fucking 16 companies now. Funimation all the time. All the time. You see? People have to work. So, what else? So I was going to tell you, I was going on a tangent. So I want to talk about this idea of advancing your consciousness the right way. Because, I got all the bile and lower energies out of my system in the last 6 videos. I'm putting in the realm of the righteous now. And we're going to talk more about lean things, intelligent things, so what is made, what is real, what is intelligent, how to survive, how to do well, how to use nature to survive, how to use even basic garments to take care of yourself, and any access to water you can find, right? I haven't drank a Coca-Cola in like maybe 2 years. Wow, I had to get one today. I had to get one, so it's delicious. It's a luxury now. It's not spiked or anything. This is Coke. Guilty gear. Ooh, excuse me. So don't feel bad about a damn thing. I just want you to see my hair, my whole head. See? So, yeah, I mean, any metal job you can get, try to get those. Any 3D printing job you can get, try to get those. Go to blender.org. Now, I was working with Maxon too. That was an awful one, but people use Maxon to work at PlayStation, so it kind of got weird that nobody was making money in my team. That was a cash extortion job of just many bipolar domestic problems leading since the 90s of my family losing their shit and just trying to extort everything I did. So that was a scam. I have a lot of kids everywhere, but you know, when I'm getting slashed, hacked, and maimed for really a fantasy about a world that people can't rule, which is their own conscience, they're just telling you they fell the fuck out. That's all it was. But there was a lot of violence in my community in Haiti. I think that they took me away before I had a full rapport of what really happened. But you can't tell a kid that's 6 how much violence has been in his town. So they just bring you somewhere, they rob you, and try to kill you there. And that's the scam. New York just fell into disgust and ease. But anyway, because the real estate is kind of clearing out, people can't really afford to live in the city and lie. What happens is that, you know, I want to see more direct scholar-to-scholar housing. In other words, if you're in New York, you could just get a house just because you were really born here and your family struggled financially, but you still have some type of extraordinary skill, like an art skill or talent. That's why YouTube should be making money for everyone all over the world, revenue sharing. You should still sell, you know, music files. I see people still selling MP3s, and SoundCloud just runs. You know, it had to change though, but you know, people just do things the right way. But I just see people should be making money and structuring their music. Musicianship is a good word. And in terms of art, you know, focus on this the pure energy of what reality is. You don't have to be everywhere doing other people's shit. You should experiment sometimes, and you always have to do something new. But there has to be some holistic core value of what you're presenting, why you're choosing this method, and it should be about love. That's why you'll see like a lot of old films had a lot of pain and sacrifice in them. It's because they didn't know how to transmute their energies into something pure and joyful. And people feel vulnerable when they're too innocent, and that's because the old world was very vagrant and wild. But you know, maybe now technology, we can choose more refined methods of life with more love and healing. Yes, that's why the Earth is 7.7 billion. Science is working. We just got to get the pollution and the bad banking and the bad legal contracts, the fake tricks and technology, all that fake shit. You know, don't inhibit anybody. Give everyone the chance to be their best self. They should enjoy the best fitness, the best nutrition, the best health, and the best hygiene, you know, every day. And that shouldn't be hard to provide anywhere in the world now with technology. So that's what I'm saying. But people aren't getting paid for stuff we did in the 1980s, so we got to grow up. Banks are not really working for us. So that's it, man. We're going to talk about the constitutionality of Americans. Yoruba, Omaya. They have their tribes. They have their inflection. How can you ruin one man's life with just petty misdemeanors and felonies your whole life? Well, sorry, friends. You will not win with a lie, but I'm going to have to do better. So, yeah, I'm going to have to get a fistful of cash. I just got to get back to my metal company. I really like the art I make. I don't think counting money once is really that satisfying. You just got to be able to pay for the things you enjoy. But how is it you go somewhere and they're not really paying you, or you're not really getting real service, and they're selling every fucking label? That's why I talk about the Temple of Logos. There's going to be truth and hypocrisy, and people have to decide which reality they want. But there's neutrality too. You can just ease through things, but make sure you lead people on the way of the righteous. That's the lesson, you know. So yeah, these conundrums are interesting, but they're essentially real. So that's it, man. I got attacked for so many high-end auto deals and motorcycle deals and shit. That's just so cool, but most of the companies you drive now stole them. They didn't really pay for them. The dealership scammed us. So the thing I was going to teach you about construction is sometimes they'll show up, they'll build something. Once the construction is done, that's it. Whoever paid for it, the last construction worker gets paid and everyone leaves. That's why title's a scam. You know, whoever really lives there and holds it down is the real. That's why the police will shake you down with any fucking records they have and kill you just for being somewhere. So that's a lie. They have to get put down. We don't have the ability to buy land and homes in New York. They shut us down monetarily. So you're going to pay yourselves to go broke. That's kind of what COVID is. You know, larger banks won't back fake shit. So, and industry was all over Central Asia. What are you guys looking to make it seem as if you shut our markets down just to create ones in New York and in Central Europe or whatever, and now you have the Euro and fucking Brexit and everyone's freaking out and the Germans say, oh, we really went bankrupt. You guys got to choose to put love into things. That's all it is. If you could spend less and have healthier emotions, nature is subsidized, you know. Steel and hard metals, they can be subsidized with good evolution and science. They just didn't want that whole blimp theory I told you, that sustainable maglev blimp that just delivers herbs, fruits, and grain, that vegan, and that good water. Anything that's not heavy to carry and nutritious, you want to carry those. Herbs, fruits, and grain. Primarily and essential, you know what I'm saying. So don't even fall out, friends. I'm just teaching you about love. 9 minutes 46. So what did I say? I talked a lot about the last video. So let's talk about the Bhagavad-Gita. The Bhagavad-Gita teaches you, right? It's, by the way, it's August 17th, 2020, 10:25 p.m., right? I'm in like a clothes store in Manhattan. I should rent this fucking store. I gotta sell metal paintings. You know, That's what it is, material arts. So, listen, let's proceed. So the Bhagavad-Gita was talking about these states of how do you find out where you should orient your mind based on what you need to be doing now, right? How do I make the right choices? That's a lesson. How do I make the right choices? So what it says is that you should either be still, you should be meditating, right? And we're going to talk about meditation. That's the first step. The second is you should be performing righteous deeds, right? Which is important, right? The third is you should be denouncing negative deeds, right? And then you should be resisting them. You should be thwarting them and putting them down. So the third one is complicated, right? We're going to talk about all three. So the first one I talked about, I said meditation, right? Yeah, meditation the first. Second is positive deeds. The third is denouncing wrong deeds, right? So I'll talk about the first one. So there's neutrality and positive. So neutral just means you're meditating, right? You should be thinking about how to solve a problem. You should be thinking about how to make your world better. You should be thinking about your daily needs, your nutrition, your fitness, your goals, the things you need to take care of around you. You should be aware but still in your mind, and you should be centered, okay? Like I said in a couple of videos, that neutral state, part of that is regularity. If you're sick, you can't rest, right? So I'm trying to get you out of the negative states into the neutral, and then into the better virtues of choice making and decision making as to how to orient your consciousness, right? So when you're neutral, right, you should always inflect on how you can make yourself in your life and those around you better, right? That's the key to it. Don't mill negative thoughts about your anger and hurt. You can't destroy other people's reality, right? And the reason for that is there's only creation, regeneration, and demolition. When it's time for demolition, it's going to be very obvious what has to be contained and eventually destroyed, because the people around you will know. The reason for that is people that are diseased, people that are angry and they're hurting, they're usually sick. That's a lesson. They're sick of mental illness, body illness, illness of reality, illness of ill perception. And you can heal them if you try, but if they become so sick that they're wayward and destroy everything around them, then they are demolished gradually by their community because they're isolated and removed. However, if you are living in the righteous, people can inflect to you and still save you. So that's important, right? So we're going to go back to neutrality. So in your neutral states, don't let your mind mill evil or angry thoughts. Think about rest and what you can do better for yours, your family, and your tribe. That's a lesson there, right? So within the neutral, only refine your mind. Always train yourself to make better choices. That's important. If you failed in the past, adjust, do better. If you need to do something better or work harder at something, do better. If you need to improve a skill, improve a part of your life, fix your health, fix your goals and the way you do things, and then proceed to that method, right? If it's your security, improve that. If it's governance, make sure that you relay information better, right? Make sure that you reconcile, because remember, when you're living in the realm of the righteous, people don't have to suffer for your best love, right? I talked about that in my last video, right? So in your neutral state, say, why are people suffering towards me? Why can't I do better? So usually that means there's a conflict between you and something else, right? So get there and figure out how to negotiate that safely. And when they're too destructive, you and the people around them, those that you view that are your safety, must safely demolish that. Or it has to be, that person must be in prison or someplace where they can resolve their health correctly, right? And then get back to better. And if you can save anyone, you have to try. That's why the next level of most gurus is to become a doctor. That's why I talked a little bit about nursing in the last video. Nursing is just about recognizing symptoms of disease. It seems like nursing now is hospitals trying to make money off you or put you in jail for fucked up shit. And they'll try to trick you up. Even the police have ways of trying to get you fucked up to arrest you for the wrong reasons. It's really a payment scam. They just want to make money of everything from organ trafficking, extortion, even murders, assassination attempts, fake reports, whatever they can come up with to just fuck you up. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I won awards at Nintendo as a kid. So how is it I'm sleeping on the streets? You see? You know what it is? I kept it real in the realm of the righteous. That's what it is. If they don't like you, they denounce you. So stay rooted, all right? And don't let people fake shit. We're not living in a Roma where we getting gunned down from every direction with mercenaries. They're going to have to pay us with respect, right? That's what it is, right? And if it's mental abuse, if you need to see things clashing everywhere, then fine, you can see that. We'll just change to other things. We just suffer things that annoy us the least. That's intelligence, okay? That's what evolution is. So back to what I'm saying. So in the neutral states, the point of that one, I'm going to finish that up. Only focus on intelligence that makes you, your life, and those around you better. And focus on things you need to fix, right? And do that in a safe and healthy way. Don't delve into anger and meltdowns. Make sure you stabilize things intelligently as to how to best fix your problems with specific solutions, right? Of who it is that your hurt is originating from within you, around you, and your community. Not some broad narrative about race or some grog or war about raising man to flag and ire and nobody knows who the fuck is fighting for what, right? And it's just a fog of weapons. That's not what you want. There's no clarity there. There's no intelligence to journalism, press, intelligence, the level of what is really living. Remember, the world is lived by living. A ghost or some haunted memory of the past can't save you. And one man can't suffer for everyone. That's what I'm saying. Demonize these demigods. Just live well and let everyone else do the same. But when you think one person must be virtued and others must suffer, or one suffers for everyone else, that's a lie. You really shouldn't be suffering anyone. You're just bad at medical work. So give people a chance. If they're so demonized and sick they must die, then unfortunately it's their time. But there are ways to dispense them that. Prisons, under the jail, on other planets. So listen, let me get back to it. So step 2, that was a joke, right? But it's also true. Consider wisely. Step 2. Clear all that bad energy out. Hold on a second. Take a sip. It's Wohalis, son. Wohalis. It's a wet lettuce rebellion, okay? So let's talk about step 2. So I talk about neutrality. How do you organize your mind? Focus on positive things. Focus on constructive solutions. Don't mill something wastefully or destructively. Remember, everyone has to learn to live and to love. That's what a Grandmaster strives for. Is refined solutions. Refined ones. Well-considered solutions. Well-crafted ones, okay? So the next step is positivity. When you are acting, when you're not in a neutral state of resting, you must exercise good virtue. Do things in a good way. Avoid disease, toxin, sickness. Don't project it everywhere. I've seen people sell cigarettes and pills around me my whole life just to make me sick and hindered, just because of old Star Wars money and shit I was doing on Cartoon Network. They couldn't fuck with it. But I had to learn not to fuck with them. And my animation company never had to surrender. But in the end, they just died weak and sick because they never really had any love for anything they cared about. See, they didn't have their own virtues. They just milled their hurt. And that's why I'm saying incels, they'll put people around you with no credentials, and they're really just selling you out to anyone that wants to murder you for money. So that's what I'm saying. Don't ever live with anyone you don't know. If you got to kill them, you better report them to police and make sure they get their ass sold. But that's the police, the peers in your tribe, the sharifs in your tribe. Obviously, the cops in New York ain't doing shit for me. I mean, they would have bought me $100 million when I was 21. I'm 36, so they tried to kill me several times. So we're going to talk about governance, all right? So you guys pay for Marvel. It's a scam. Don't claim that you buying things in that you're not. Don't think you see things in that you don't. That's what your senses are. So we can't enter the end times, which is really now. Haha. We can't enter the end times. Hold on a second. Hold on. Give me a second. Where nothing is true and everything is a lie. That's not the way it works, right? You guys have to inflect things in a real way, right? So we're going to do that. So science has been advanced. Old clerics and monks of Asia and gurus and grandmasters, they understood science. They understood metal work and metallurgy. They understood blacksmithing. They understood goldsmithing. They understood the transmutation of energy through materials. So we're not going to fall out to this notion that technology can't rule you all. It was just a secrecy and extortion scam, right? I'm going to burn some Nag Champa because this is a special moment for me, okay? Very special moment. I'm burning some Nag Champa. I must today. Take a deep breath. So it's 17 minutes in. I'm going to get a couple more minutes, 10 minutes, and I got to go, okay? But I got to get through this next 2 parts first. About positive thinking, and then finally negative ones, which is how to denounce squalor. I'm going to show you. So the neutral is you rest, focus on good solutions, heal yourself. The positive is what thought or gesture or even an expression using any part of your body that you can is positive and fair to others, which means it's reciprocal. It gives them the best version of their truest self. Connect to that person of them. That's why it's good to have an imagination. You want to see, well, how are people when they're living life in a joyful way? What is life like for them, right? Make sure you ask everyone around you that. How can things be better? So when people are using cigarettes, too much alcohol, when they're overweight, when they're sick, they really can't enjoy life. When they're not as free as a gazelle leaping whimsically through the grass, enjoying every herb and everything that is said and done joyfully, then maybe we won't see life so playful, but you need to know that the Bible talks about that. You need the heart of a child to enter through paradise, so you want to know that this whimsical self of you is usually having fun all the time. It's only really working when it must, and there's a deliberate way to do that. That's why robotics is so sublime. You need to know that you can beautifully construct things in an elegant way. All right. $18 minutes, sorry, 19 minutes in a row. All right, we're gonna get this working. We're gonna talk about 2 more things, okay? See that, right? Come on more closely. Zohar. Right back to it. All right. All right, let's work on this. Ready? So like I said, so positive action and positive thought. Think positively. How do I solve things in a most constructive way? Try to save everyone from their demise. If they're willing to accept healing, If something must be removed or destroyed, do it in the safest, most specific way. Not everyone has to die or a whole meal for your anger. But in some cases, let's say if it's a war, I don't know what to tell you. If people are radicalized at each level, you have to find a way to isolate them and not hurt others. That's another lesson. No one else should suffer needlessly. So don't make a war out of a private matter, right? Or out of a contextual one relative to symbols or language or some type of attitude. You have to address people specifically and even translate language if you must. So don't get into this Babel world where we speak different language. I think really the end times happened before because of technology. We really spoke Urdu as a collective. We all spoke Urdu. So, and a lot of older languages. We use cuneiform, different languages. There's different types of codes. Aramaic, of course. And we had many languages in Africa, Asia, everywhere. So I'm just saying, don't let your people tribulate you. And, I'm sure there's been species evolution, and we've speciated. That's a good term, right? And let's talk about that learning. Maybe genetics were bought, genetics were taken away, things are repaired, things are changed. So make sure you learn and evolve, right? So I'm going to get back to it. So I talked about neutral. Positive is just always help others heal. Help yourself heal, get to better outcomes. Use your imagination to idealize a very successful world where things like expression, fun, the best virtues of life, the best sensory experiences are enjoyed, right? Remember, we're human. We have humanist values. We use our senses and our health and our physical, biological experience to explore reality. So it has to be something virtuous, something that pleases us, but still fulfills its tasks. It helps others learn and grow. So when there's depravity around you, that means the people as a collective fell out, or the leaders fell out. They are suffering too much, or they don't enjoy love anymore, or they're hurting inside. When love is good, you see everything gets better every day, and there's always a reason to lesson, learn, and explore intelligence of consent, right? So we're gonna show why that's important. And lastly, the negative ones are gradually in a safely way isolate and reduce the hurt and depravity of cruelty and suffering. Suffering is a key term in Buddhism and Hinduism. Suffering is when things are wrong for you, they're wrong for others. When it's wrong, it's for a collective. That's very bad. You have to raise the vibration then. So don't let them squalor you into disease or isolation. Speak to a man, and if you must egress, leave safely. Leave safely. Transit any way you can, however you must, right? Don't ever feel selfish or too brutal or too angry. We have to find a way to make the world better, and we have to find a way to help others. So don't suffer folly too long, if at all. But you must understand why, and that's the thing with the youth. They have to learn every generation what a disease and hurt is and what is not. So friends, I will tell you, go straight to the power herb. Oxygenation, hydration, that's what it is. The herbs, fruits, and grain. Fruit is the hydration vehicle. Remember that last quote I just said. Fruit is the hydration vehicle. That's what you want. So the glucose cycle, mitosis, meiosis, we use simple plant membranes to heal. That's what it is. And there's so many complex types with different purposes. They're really designed for us. Because before all this metal extortion and fake marble and metal work and ego jockeying, we really had good masonry and we spoke the truth about sublime power. But these systems became predictable, and people that were selfish, they demonized us. They built fake cities, they hurt us, they attacked us, they did a lot of crimes. They made things worse, they made things better, but they regulated everything within a Roma. That's what I'm saying. Check out the Ferrari Roma on YouTube. The Roma is about a fourth city. They keep people somewhere and they say you're going to keep doing something until you get it right, and if you don't, we're going to kill you. And they mine that skill until the world around you gets better, or until there's something extraordinary produced that they can extort you for, right? Rare pieces of art, theater, film, books, poetry, anything from Frankenstein to frankincense to Shakespeare. I don't know what to tell you, man. It's just so many different realities of things that are lost in the mire of artists that didn't do so well. You guys talk about broken, striving artists. Such a shame. But you admit that money is worth so much to us, and that we make so much. So I worked at Disney. I did Pixar and all the Disney films. It was awfully disgusting. We use computers for art. So that's the point, friend. I think I said them all three. Neutral. Demonize negative thoughts. Remember that you need to heal. When your body is at rest, it doesn't mill angry thoughts. It just enjoys peace. And you should be using your meditation time, your time alone, or your time in private reflection, to look for solutions for yourself, your family, your tribe, and then everyone else. And make sure you rhythmically expand those lessons everywhere, and that people do better. Good. Consider that, okay? Then the positive aspect is every gesture with your body you can possibly make, in a safe way for you, in a safe way. Remember that. Use those gestures to heal others. Ease suffering. Remember, that term of easing suffering is important. Suffering is the thing we want to get rid of life. We want relief. We want peace. But not at a price. You shouldn't be taking drugs that cause sickness later. That's actually trickery in pharmacopoeia. They're making poisons. They're slow poisons. Don't listen to the pharmaceuticals. Just stick to the power herb. That's a good wushu, all right? And so like I said, positive behavior, positive actions, really, positive D's if you want, is using every gesture you can to heal others in a safe way for yourself. And then the last one is negative deeds, is to safely isolate and gradually reduce, and even immediately if you must, with the correct methods and the correct implications as to why, because you must understand things, you must remain learned, with those implications, gradually reduce with the least harm to other things, the things that are so diseased they will refuse to transmute to better conditions. So that's what it is. When someone is suffering, you have to help them with whatever methods you can. If you don't, try to learn and try to get proper knowledge from others. If they put you in a Roma, like the Ferrari's telling you now with the Ferrari Roma, they're basically saying they'll put you in a small gulag and just rule your ego. And that's not what we want. And that's the thing, is there's no way that the president of Nintendo never got paid. It's ridiculous. Proper the rappers should never be sleeping on the streets. Consider that wisely. All right. Won so many fucking awards, but gaming is fun. I'm basically a fine artist now, and I work at PlayStation and Xbox and Microsoft Studios and on all the classics and Steam. Go to Steam Powered. Look for Steam Powered on Google, and go to Asus.com. Buy the best gaming desktop. There's also a nice Corsair one that Corsair makes, and AMD has a nice graphics card for that. I was looking at that earlier. I will post it on my social media and the link to get that from Microsoft. That's a dope ass gaming computer. You can get an arcade stick straight to it. Don't even mind. Mad fun. Arcade sticks are selling out on the internet now. It's amazing. I can't even get money to buy them. Ridiculous. I'm supposed to be playing every day, and I just got Twitch. The internet is a scam, though. They're not paying for shit. So banking's gonna do better. I can't walk into a bank and get shot. That's actually the tradition now. And then now Taylor's disavowed us. I can't get a suit. So whatever. Scorpion wins again. Mortal Kombat. So the last lesson here, as I told you, neutral states of action, which is your meditating. Denounce negative thoughts, denounce angry thoughts, heal your body and avoid those, and use your spare time in meditation to contemplate healing for others, right? Positive actions is when you actually use every gesture of your body, your movement, your hand, where you're going, the things you say, how you express yourself, to do good for the world and yourself and your tribe and your family. And the negative actions are when you safely isolate specific enemies, things that are so sick that they must be destroyed from around and from within, and not with war or some type of wasteful action. So that's it, right? So that's what the Bhagavad-Gita teaches, are the 3 types of deeds, right? And how you use your time. Whenever you're at rest, you should never be sick. Anytime you're working, you should never be sick. So, and that was what regularity was about in the old videos. Get disease out of your body. You can go to my Twitter and get all the get 4 of the main supplements you need to cure disease, those power herbs, right? You're going to see them at the top. Echinacea, psyllium husk, CBD oil, that's very good, the concentrates. You go to Medterra CBD for that. There's a couple other good ones. New Leaf has it too. Check your pharmacy. There's different sizes. It should be between $10 and $30. There's big ones for like $100, $200 if you want. But those are life-saving cures. And the last one I was saying is V8 vegetable juice. Just make sure you get regular cycles of herbs, roots, and grain. You should be getting vegetables regularly. Go to the store, buy a bunch of ripe bananas, eat them all. Take CBD oil, do that. Drink lots of water. You see, you can actually live off that, which is funny. There was a woman on YouTube that was like Banana Girl. She was saying you could do that, but with CBD you can. But if you're just eating GMO bananas or drinking water, you're not really gonna get there. You need more complex organic nutrients. Aha! Power herb, friend. So we're gonna talk about the classics. So I talked about the Bhagavad-Gita, the 3 actions, right? And I think that was it. I mean, I don't want to spurf too hard in this video. You should be learning something every time I do these. So that's it for now. I'm going to go chill for now. I'm going to take another sip of this Coke, take 2 swigs. I'm going to think if there's anything else I want to tell you. I'm going to think if there's anything else I want to tell you before the Yag Yalish ends, all right? I'm going to talk about it, all right? Give me a second. No, you're not. No. Give me a second. I'm in my 28 minutes. I'm just gonna think of one more thing, maybe 2, 3 more things. I'm working on some nice art now. I got some things I got to do. I couldn't watch Endgame. We were talking about it as a family. I was like, just don't watch it. And I was like, all right, fine. Marvel Endgame, Avengers. But there's more projects. Even PlayStation is hiring every year, so Xbox, I would love working on Xbox. And I need to get an arcade stick. Well, Capcom really did a good job on that new stage. Wow, I'm so impressed. Wow, that is nice. With those 4 Olympians, beautiful. Wow, that's lovely. Look at you. Ooh, that's funny. Give me a second. So I don't think there's anything else. So that's it, friends. Remember, get that CBD oil and never mix cannabis with tobacco. Only the organic hemp papers. I'm using Bob Marley papers now. And I got some OCB tips. You see the tip in there? You see it? And you still float as a Z. It's lit. There's not much left, but this is the GG. This is the Donch. The Donch is nice. You don't get a lot when you buy this, but it's good. So I go to Reason Clothing. So search for Reason Clothing on Google and buy like the jackets. Buy a jacket, and you'll see on my Facebook. I can get you a McLaren Santa, the nice Time Attack ones. I can get you one of those. So you can hit me up on Messenger. I think they mess with Facebook Messenger. We're gonna try to make Microsoft better. Definitely gonna make it better. And also go to Razer.com. Yeah, Razer, RAZER.com, and buy everything. Yeah. And that's it, friends. So 10:45 p.m. August 17th, 2020. Queens County, New York State, United States of America. That's all, friends. End transmission. Throwing ducats.